up, everybody? Welcome to another Tech Talk with Roman, where we bring awareness, we challenge assumptions, and we stay committed to being forever students. Today, we got Gage, like 12 Gage. You just got done telling me
how hard it is.
All right. Hailing from Utah, correct?
Yes, sir. Salt Lake City, born and raised, but we got a couple properties in Vegas, too.
Too easy. We're going to unpack his story. We're going to talk a lot about what we normally talk about, business, growth. So grab a notebook, stay curious, and let's dive in.
Sick, man. Let's rock it.
Let's do it, Gage. So tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, what you got going on. I understand we got a bomb-ass construction company pumping out some money out there, right? 30 employees. That's no small feat.
I was going to say, I don't know how bomb-ass it is. I try my damnedest. But yeah, my name's Gage, born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. 34 years old, going to be 35 next month. And yeah, I'm a dummy shortcut taker. So I started a construction company and thought it would be easy, and it's very hard, but we work hard at it. So it's all good.
So a dummy.
Yes, sir.
I think all of us as entrepreneurs, you got to be delusional. You got to be a dummy, right? To do the crazy thing, like taking that leap of faith, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk to me about that leap of faith. When did you do it? What caused it, if anything? And
oh man, I can get super specific for you because so I had always wanted to do my own thing. I at the age of 18 got into door-to-door sales, and then slowly but surely like transitioned out of that and just was doing random sales jobs. Got to the ceiling, was making between $200,000 and $250,000 a year, like clockwork, and very comfortable. But at a certain point, like the pain of having a boss started to like eat my soul. Mm-hmm. I started to like have thoughts like, I don't care if I'm homeless, as long as nobody can tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. Like I'm chilling, you know? And so those thoughts started to mount for maybe 2 to 3 years before I started my company. And kind of was like, look, I'm going to buy my time. I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to come up with the best idea I can. I really try to like get shit right on the first time if I can help it. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do, but I'd rather like take an extra year or month or hour or whatever and form the best idea I can and enact that rather than spit out a bunch of crappy ideas, you know? Mm-hmm. So I did that and was like building momentum, really mentally towards doing that. And that's really what the biggest factor is like mentally getting over the hurdle of like, I can do that, you know?
This can stop you so quick, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
So quick.
And then November 22nd, 2022, my grandfather died. He was 93. Don't feel bad for him. He lived the most insane life ever. Rocket engineer turned real estate investor, actually. Crushed it and was excellent businessman, my hero, smartest guy I've ever met to this day. And when he died, I was like, oh shit, like I don't want to die. That was the first really close person I'd ever had that died to me, which again, I'm blessed for the first person like that to be 93 years old, you know? But it did light a fire under my ass. Like, okay, like this is not infinite. I need to start putting some ideas into effect. So luckily I'd had a pretty fully formed idea. I'd worked for the company that I had worked for 5 years. Had learned about everything I felt I could from that business and said, hey, I'm going to do my own version of that. I think I've got the skills. I know I can sell it and get money in the door. And then just started going full action. Like mentally, again, I was like, look, dude, I'm going to push the boulder down the hill. Mm-hmm. I'm going to chase it as fast as I can. If it doesn't go anywhere, what am I out? I can still go to my other job. I told them, I was like, look, I'm going to be on vacation for the next 3.5 months. January 1st, I was like, matter of fact, yeah, it's 4.5 months. I was like, I'm going to be back on tax day. Mm-hmm. And again, mentally, I was like, cool, I've got until April 15th to make this work. If I start seeing enough cash come in that I can pay my bills, I'll go all in on it, which I'm already giving myself 4.5 months to go all in on it. So I'll continue that. And fuck it, if the 15th rolls around and I burned 20 grand, I got enough cash for 5 years of my living expenses. I was like, if I took a $20,000 risk and I fail, it's all good. I go back to my other job. Like I didn't lose anything. And that would be like my biggest recommendation to anybody is like, try to set it up to where like the worst case scenario actually isn't really that bad. right?
Yeah, some people, I commend some people because they take that leap of faith. Or
Quick.
they take, with not saying it's the wrong way to do
No.
it. I know quite a few people who, bet the life and the mortgage and whatever you want to say. But having some sort of fallback plan or some sort of cushion, I think, does enable this to be a little bit more on your side, I guess.
And on the flip side, by the way, I always say, like, one of my biggest mistakes is instead of starting at 31, I should have started at 21, right? So, but at 21, on the flip side of that, I didn't have any risk. Like, if I failed, it didn't matter,
Right.
So,
and where were you at mentally at 21 too,
zero.
right?
Negative. I was a child. So, yeah. Exactly.
So 30 employees, bro. How long did it take you to amass that?
Okay. How detailed of an answer do you want to that question? Because I could
give me the 30,000, and then we'll see if 30,000 foot, and then we'll see if we drill down.
Okay, so how long did it take? Answering the question as simply as I can. I started January. My EIN was filed January 6th of 2023. Okay, so that's 3 years and change. So that's how long it took. For the first year, I was at 3 employees. Like, within a month, I had 3, and we stayed there for a year. And I don't know if we want to get into this, I had a pretty serious life event happen about a year and change into my business.
Was this the falling accident?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
So I'll give a super long story. I'll give the short version. I was in Park City, Utah on an inspection, fell 52 feet off of a roof onto stone pavers. Not a fall that anyone should ever survive. God spoke to me while I was falling, told me don't hit my head. As I was approaching the ground, I yanked my head as far away from the concrete and as violently as I could to counteract that force. By the grace of God, I didn't hit my head or do any damage to my spine. But I did some pretty serious damage. I shattered my elbow into a million pieces. My elbow is not my elbow. It's reconstructed out of my hip bone. So I broke 3 ribs so bad they had to plate them together. You never do surgery on ribs unless they're separated bad enough and jagged, because if you bend, it'll puncture your lung. So they had to do that. The worst of it, I broke my pelvis in 3 places. The 3 worst pelvic breaks you can do, I did all in one. Usually you do one at a time. Broke my foot, ruptured my bladder, ruptured my urethra, 2 spinal fractures, collapsed lung. I think that's it.
That's a lot, big dog.
But no serious spinal damage and nothing to the head. So, long story short of that, couldn't walk for 13 weeks, didn't really recover and get back to work for about 7 months. And as a result of that, like, I was the worst micromanager on the planet before, which is why I actually fell off that roof. I should have never been on it, but I wanted to. It was a big job, beautiful house in Park City, $15 million. Wanted to put my touch on it. I got employees for that shit, dude. What am I doing on the roof? If the big dog goes down, everybody goes down.
Of course.
Right? Luckily, I had enough cash to float us. Like, that's another thing in business. I would really highly recommend. Make sure you've got 6 months of resources to get through something going wrong, because guess what is going to happen?
Oh, all day.
Something's going to go wrong.
Something.
That's the only thing I can guarantee if you start a company. It won't all go right. So I was able to pay my employees, keep them on board. But when you have to delegate going to the bathroom, like, I couldn't even do that by myself, right? I had 24-hour assisted nursing for 3 months. You learn to delegate a lot of other stuff too. I always say, like, it turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to me, probably the best thing short of my daughter being born. Because, like, my business would not be it would have never grown the way that it did without me being able to do that. And it took that for me to, like, not try to do everything myself.
Yeah, it's crazy how call them the big L's or the big oh shit moments, especially that outsiders would see. They're like, you ain't recovering from that. How those can actually be your saving grace, the thing that takes the fire lit underneath you and lights it within you type stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing story, bro.
Oh, thank you. And again, not to get into my sob story at all, but yeah, that was the main catalyst for growth. Like, in the 2 years since that happened, and really I didn't get back till October 2024, right? So that's a year and a half. In a year and a half, I grew from 3 employees to 30. So I 10x'd in,
months, bro.
Yeah, 18 months.
Yeah.
And that was because, again, mentally, it unhooked the belief that I had to do everything. Like, hey, dude, there's a bunch of people on this planet that are way better at me than anything you can name, right? However good I am at sales, there's a guy on this planet that I can go try to find and hire that is 10 times better than I am and doesn't want to start his own business. Very happy making his $500,000 a year, doing what he does best.
And that's what he or she will be focusing on, as opposed to you trying to do that while putting out fires, getting the business, et cetera, et cetera.
And the more of that you offload and like buy back all of your time, the more that you can build. And it's just a perpetual, it's like a Rolex watch, dude. Its own movement propels itself.
100%.
So yeah, that was like the number one concrete St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2024. From that day forward, I learned a whole bunch of lessons that helped me, man. So
it's amazing how I like to call them, losses. That could be considered a loss, right?
Yep.
Loss. I can't. Those are words that I got a family too. I got a little boy and a little girl, 8 and 5 years old.
Hell yeah, dude.
They don't know I can't. You know what I mean?
I tell my daughter, can't is the real C word. I
Absolutely.
don't ever want to hear that word in my house.
That's
dude.
the worst word in our household, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. No, it's how can I?
Yeah. And if you say it, it better be something you can't do. You can't jump off of a 100-foot building and land on your feet. Like, it better be accurate if you say that word, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%. And even if it is, figure out a way.
Yeah.
Try to come up with something that can enable you to do that and land on your feet like a cat or something.
100% parachute, dude. There's always a way.
Absolutely. I read a little bit about your upbringing. I loved the one-liner where you say upper poverty. I've never heard that before, bro. That is so gangster to me. Upper poverty.
Upper poverty, lower middle class, like in that line, right? There's a line there. So
yeah. Let's talk about that. And how did your upbringing kind of mold you into the Gage that there is today?
Yeah, man. So family of 5. So me, my little sister, my stepbrother, my stepmom, my dad. Family of 5 on a $50,000 a year household income in the early 2000s. I graduated high school in 2009, which of course is the height of the financial crisis, right? So 18 years old, going into the job market during that time, pretty interesting. 50 grand's not a lot. Then, today, whatever, like on a household, we had air conditioning and we had food and we had bikes, but we didn't have anything crazy. My dad would time my showers if I went over 10 minutes. He'd scream
Save
at
that
me,
hot water, bro.
Save the hot water. And every penny on the utility bill.
Turn off the lights.
Turn off the lights. You only need X amount of toothpaste. You only need X amount of hair gel in your hair. Like, you name the item.
You better cut that toothpaste open and scrape it out.
All that shit, dude. So, and I just remember thinking it as a kid, like, this is so miserable. Really, like, my dad and parents started kind of tripping about money from age 10 to like age 18, I would say. Prior to that, I never really was conscious of it. But I just remember thinking, like, dude, I'm going to work. If I have to work the extra hour, 10 hours, 100 hours to make sure my kids don't stress about bullshit, dude. There's enough, like, life's hard enough as it is.
Especially nowadays, bro.
Nowadays, whatever. Anytime in history, we've all got enough shit we're dealing with.
Yep.
Why are we sweating the toothpaste, dude? Buy a second. Like, I would always think, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, work a little harder. Like, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to complain about the rules of the game. I'm just going to make sure I beat it. So, like, that's my thing financially, is like, whatever I got to do so I'm not sweating the little stuff, I will do that. If it means I work 80 hours a week, whatever, I'll put a whole tube of toothpaste on my toothbrush if I want to.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
That's how I feel about that type of shit. So that is really what kind of catapulted me to then being like, okay, well, success means something. Like, my grandfather that I talked about, he was the opposite. Just incredible, and never, money never seemed to be an issue at their house. They didn't really care. They were conservative, but they were fine, And so that showed me, like, okay, you can not have that attitude. That's possible. So I was like, I'm going to pursue whatever that will give me. So I went to school, Started in my business degree. I was like, business people are the ones with all the money on this planet. So I'll go get a business degree. A year in during the financial crisis, figure out like that's probably a waste of time and money. So I'm like, fuck this. I'll learn sales.
Yeah.
That's all the people who at least have that skill as a foundation.
Golden, bro.
They're never broke.
No.
They can always like, they're always driving a car that like isn't falling apart generally, right? I'm like, okay, learn that skill. I'll always be able to pay my bills if I can freaking separate people from their cash.
Yeah.
And then again, just continue down that path and was like, hey, it's better. Freedom exists in the extremes, homeless or extremely rich.
Yeah.
Slavery is in the middle.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be anywhere near that middle, dude.
No.
So.
And slavery, which I'm sure you can probably agree with, probably all of us in this room, what's the saying? Someone said it, like, slavery's still around, you know, just instead of the shackles, it's the damn paycheck, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It's that W-2 paycheck that you work so hard for and you get so little, and they tax the fuck out of you all the time with everything.
Yeah. What my biggest message that I want to spread, if I could have everybody on the planet hear it, money is not real.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody understand that. It's paper. It doesn't exist. It's not real. We trade our time for it. It's a bad trade. Anytime you can get something that's actually real in exchange for fake paper money or numbers on a screen, it's always a good trade, no matter what it is.
Yep.
And then you can hack the game to figure out, how do I get the max amount for my time of those numbers on the screen? Mm-hmm. Just do that. And once you really unhook your mind from the fact that if I don't make money, I will die. Like, that's how a lot of people think, right?
Right.
If I went bankrupt, I would fall off the face of the earth. No, you wouldn't.
No.
You'd be fine. You'd have a couch to sleep on at somebody's house. You would find food somewhere, and you would be okay. So as soon as you get over the fear of money, the ability to manipulate it and go get some becomes a lot easier, because you're not afraid of like the risk involved in doing that. You know what I mean? So that's like, exactly. The money's not real. I'll say it 1,000 times every chance I get.
Yeah, no, 100%. You hit the nail at the head on one thing that I preach to, my family. First and foremost is, time is way more important than money. And I know people got bills. I know everybody doesn't have the entrepreneurial mindset and whatnot, to each his own and whatnot. But it really is time. And then becoming a dad 8 years ago, that's really what hit it for me. Yep. I was like, bro, like, I'm about to bring this little being, a little mini me, into this world.
Yep.
And I've seen so many dads at the jobs that I had stressing about money, stressing about bills, stressing about all the stuff that, in my opinion, didn't really matter. I'm like, bro, you're a fucking dad. Like, I see you here for 50 hours a week. Like, your kid's in second grade. You maybe get an hour in the morning with them at school. You maybe get an hour with them after you get home from work, depending on what time they go to bed. 10 hours a fucking week during Monday through Friday. How are you going to raise a warrior? How are you going to raise somebody how are you going to give them what they need? Or
how are you going to not miss their childhood?
Even more, bro.
And even more. Like, same lines of money's not real. Time is. Mm-hmm. Your time is what actually is real. Let me tell you how quickly you learn this lesson when you're face up in a life flight helicopter, dude. You could have $1 billion in your bank account. I was telling the paramedics, dude, like, I'm going to live, right? I'm going to live. I've got a 4-year-old daughter. She was 4 at the time. I got to be around for her. They're telling me like, oh yeah, dude, you'll be fine. Meanwhile, life flight nurses see people die all day, every day. Like, it's what they do, right? So they tell you what you want to hear. But yeah, dude, like that, same thing, like a catalyst to really pay attention to that. Boy, like, yeah, your children's childhoods and how you shape them is what matters. That is the future. That is, however much money you have in the bank when you're 90 years old and you fall over and you die is going to be irrelevant relative to the impact you can guide your children on having and being good for the world.
100%. And continuing that legacy.
And it's the illest thing ever, dude. Like, I say this too. If not for I could talk fatherhood all day, dude.
Don't get me started. Bro. Same.
If not for my daughter, I would 100% be dead. When you're in a situation like that, the body cannot survive without the mind. Your mind makes the decision whether you're going to live or not. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I'm going to be around for my daughter. It was not, dying was never going to be like a option.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side, had I not had her, I can guarantee you, I would have said, you know what? It's too much pain. It's too much, the mountain's too tall to climb from whatever just happened. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a year before I can walk again. It's been a good life, dude. I had fun. Let's shut it down. I would have made that decision, and I could have. You're dancing between two worlds, life and death, when you have a serious injury like that. And dude, like, I can't tell everybody the power of having children. Like,
oh, bro,
there's no downside. Everybody you've ever met, what's the happiest day of your life? When my kids were born.
All day.
What's the best thing that ever happened? Your kids. It doesn't matter how rich somebody is, what kind of house they got, whatever. Everybody's answer is the same if they got kids and they're even remotely a good parent, right?
Right.
So it's the illest shit ever, dude.
Yeah, and then you said you got a little girl too?
Yep.
How many kids you have?
Just one so far.
One? Okay.
Yep. 7 so far. I want a gang one day. That's another thing. I was like, shit, I only got one, dude. I got to get busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's, she's 7. Only thing I truly care about on this planet.
100%, bro.
Light everything else on fire. I'm cool, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, same, bro. I can talk fatherhood all day, bro, because it's that Luis here knows. I say it all the time. My first kid, it was like a shot of steroids.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like a straight up shot of steroids. Like,
you want a little success in your life? Go have a baby.
Right. Look them in the eye and have them give you that first little smirk.
Oh,
and
dude.
When my boy was born, he's 8 going on 9. First shot of steroids. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what really enabled me to propel Chrome IT. At the time, I was a one-man band. I still had a W-2 job. I was working for Dollar Loan Center out here. Uncle Chuck was my boss, bro. I learned so much from Chuck Brennan. Shout out Chuck Brennan from Dollar Loan Center.
Bro, so you worked for a guy who owned a, payday lending center.
And he owns so much more, bro.
And he's a gangster. You get into that business, you got to have a stress tolerance, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Places get robbed and shit, like, fuck.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, they started like in a little room like this, 20, 30 years ago. This was obviously well before me, but they had, talk about gangster, bro. You come in for a payday loan, you talk to the person at the front desk, they'd go into the back, briefcases of money. There it is right there. And he built it into a multi-million dollar company.
So is he the sole owner of all the franchises, or does he have certain amounts?
No, straight Chuck and Mary Brennan, bro. And they did it real gangster. They got Dollar Loan Center, DLC, and they opened up Clark County Collection Services.
Sick, dude.
Bro, so Chuck ran
Getting it
DLC.
from both ends, dude.
Mary ran Clark County Collection Services. And like I said, I learned so much just on the business side. He really took me underneath his wing. Really enabled me to, at the time when my son was born, he was the one that was kind of in my ear. He's like, Roman, I know how much I've been paying you. I know you're smart with your money. I see what you're doing. Like, I've helped you get these couple of clients. Yeah. He's like, go and hire. Yeah. 3 or 4 guys.
That's so sick, dude.
Oh, bro. Oh. Yeah. I owe quite a bit to that man.
Because he could have done the opposite, right? He could have been like, I need this guy. He's valuable to me. You're fine here, dude. What are you fucking around with that side stuff for? Yeah.
So he was a true G for doing that, man.
That's sick.
And so, when my son was born, 8, that's when I was like, or 8 years ago, that's when I was like, yo, let's get shit cracking. Then when my daughter was born, this, girl dads are just, it's something different, bro.
So sick.
Shot of steroids and 10 other things all at the same time.
Yeah. So fun.
What's your favorite thing about being a girl dad?
Dude, I just have the illest daughter. I don't know if it's a girl boy thing or what, but like, again, there's so much stuff I could go on and on about. First of all, she was a miracle baby. She should have died. My gynecologist/OB saved her life. So right off the gate, like, craziest relief when I first hear her cry. And then like, Angel baby, I have the best parenting experience. I almost feel bad giving the advice I do sometimes, because it's not lost on me that not every parent has the easiest experience possible. Right. But since 1 week old, she slept 14 hours a night.
Oh, that's money.
She always ate. She's always listened to me. She's never she's just the best little person I could ever imagine. And a lot of that is like, some of it is for sure environment, right? I've done everything I can to mitigate stress in her world. Mm-hmm. If a child is not under stress, life's good, period, mm-hmm. right? And then like so much of it is just luck. Like, I mean, incredibly smart at every benchmark, and every parent like freaks out about their kids. I'm the one who does that too. You know, when she was supposed to be at 500 words, she was at 5,000. When she was so everything's just been incredibly easy with her. So it's been just the like ride of my life being her dad, truly. Mm-hmm. So, dude, name the top 200 things that are the best, like her soccer games and having her come, and the first time your kid like walks up to you and says they love you, or just gives you an unsolicited hug that you didn't try to give to them, bro. Like 1 year old, she just comes and gives you a hug and kiss, and you're like, when the fuck did you learn how to do that? Mm-hmm. Like all that stuff, dude. It's just, you try. I would tell everybody, obviously savor every moment. No matter how much you savor it, it's still going to go fast. It's still not, you're not going to be able to hold on to every single moment forever. Right. Time does move, but man, it's just, I can't say it enough. It unlocks literally a different part of your brain that is capable of like different shit that like and you know this, the day before you first become a dad and the day after, like that's two different people.
Night and day, bro. And
that person's like dead now. They're gone. Mm-hmm. And this is who you are now, right? And it unlocks, like you said, I mean, my income skyrocketed. Everything about your life, if you're willing to like have a good attitude about it, which is the same with everything, work, whatever. Like if you have a good attitude about something, boy, good things happen. And when it comes to having kids, like it will absolutely supercharge your life to a level that you could never understand. It gives you an amount of purpose. It's impossible to have true purpose without something bigger than yourself to like do it for.
I agree 100%.
We only care about ourselves a certain percentage.
Right.
And we can't get to that full cup without something else, whatever it is. So that's my lecture on how everybody needs to have kids. So
so go procreate, get on it.
And it's good for the world, dude. So.
And we need it in this world. I guess like our numbers are down or some shit like that.
Crazy.
Like drastically.
We're on pace for population collapse. Like, I mean, yeah, it's sad. There's been I don't know how deep we wanted to get into some of this stuff, but there's been a lot of the things that have gone on in the last 100 years that have caused people to think that somehow having children is a bad idea, and it's actually like devastatingly sad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not. It's the best thing you can do.
100%, man. 100%. So with that, with all those experiences, the how you grew up, the not even near life death experience, on your deathbed, on your death helicopter, pretty much, the kids, the mental game you have, the mental toughness. You started this mentorship program.
Yeah,
right?
So we're working on it now. I don't have anything to sell anybody yet, but there's 3 like areas that we get asked about that we're really, and there's some stories tied to this. So the first one is I'm going to start a mentorship program or community around getting people off of antidepressants. And I always tell this story. A month and a half after my accident, I was put into something called a skilled nursing facility, okay? Which is an old folks home. Okay. I was the youngest person there by 40 years because guess what? The only people that need around-the-clock care are usually older folks who hurt themselves really bad. It's pretty rare for a 30-something-year-old guy to be in there, and he must have done some damage if he can't walk around his house for 3 months, right? Mm-hmm. That's the situation I was in. So around-the-clock care from a full-time like nursing staff to help me go to the bathroom, eat, brush my hair, you name the task, like they were there to help me until I recovered, along with like therapy training. Anyway, a month and a half in, a psychiatrist walks into my room and says, basically was like baiting me into answering questions so she could prescribe me antidepressants. Mm-hmm. And I told her, depression's not real, get the fuck out of my room.
What was her facial expression?
So my sister was in the room, who is a therapist. Me and my sister have these arguments all the time. We love each other, but we have different opinions on some shit, and it's all good. And she knows how I feel about that stuff. The therapist's face went like she had seen somebody die. she couldn't believe like what I just said, given the situation I'm in. Remember, like, I can't do anything for myself. I almost died. I can't walk. I can't do anything. Like, if anybody should be depressed, it would be a person in the situation that I was in. Right. So like pain, you can't just imagine. Like, I know more about fear and pain than most people on the planet. And I always clarify this: to feel depressed and to feel sad is important, required, and normal.
Right.
That's
just don't stay depressed and sad.
It's what it is to be human. You're not supposed to be happy all the time. Okay, and it can motivate you to do some stuff. So if it was really a thing, I think like of all people, I might have been in that boat, right? And it was mentally, I'm like, dude, I'm alive. That's cool. Like, as long as I've got that, I'll fight back. I'll do this thing. And yeah, man, like the amount you can control your life with your attitude, irrespective of your circumstances, if you just maintain a positive attitude, no matter what, which is something I learned from my grandfather. No matter how bad shit got, you didn't know it with him, right?
Pure sorcery, bro.
Yep. And you can, like, your mind's crazy powerful, man. Like I said, like my mind could have killed me, or it could have kept me alive like it did. So you can apply that to everything else. So yeah, she asked me a few more questions and was like, all right, I guess we're good here. Have a good night. Like, and walked out of the room very awkwardly. And my sister just started laughing, man. So, but that's the story there. So I think, listen, are there potentially some people who would benefit from whatever? Sure. Is there another section of people? Is there at least 1% of people who, instead of doing that, could exercise, feed themselves a little better, go have a baby or two, do some other things to like get a little dopamine cracking? Like, I think that's maybe possible. So I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna try to like really. It's a huge passion of mine, and I'm going to try to put some time towards that. And I'm already getting like requests on this type of stuff whenever I talk about it.
There's a big need for that, man.
Huge, dude.
There's a huge need for it.
Yeah. So, and I think I'm qualified to talk about it, honestly. So I'm going to do that. The other two things, that's the main one that I like care about.
The passion project.
That's a big one. The other two is, I mean, we get requests from young men all the time, age 15 to 26. Hey, how the hell did you do this, dude? I don't know. I don't have any good mentors. I didn't have good parents. I don't have good teachers. I live in a bad part of whatever, right? I get hundreds of DMs, thousands of DMs at this point asking stuff like that. I can't respond to them all. So I just have to create something that can answer those questions en masse. I'm going to do that. And then the second thing, like, this was really surprising to me when my social media presence started popping off, is like a large amount of women across all around the world started hitting me up and being like, this is so stupid and dumb to say. I just want to say that. I know I sound like a dumbass right now. They would say like, hey, how do I get like a successful man? Like, oh, I'll tell you like 10 things you can do right now that's going to make that guy want to talk to you. Right. Yeah. There's like some shit you could do.
Yeah.
You can like be positive and happy and like not put stress into his life. And there's a list of things, right? So I want to put some direction towards that too. I think a lot of women have been given bad advice on how to get the best men on the planet.
It's out there so freely on the TV, on the radio, bro. Like,
so listen, you can listen to my shit, and if you employ it and it works, great. And if it doesn't, then you can tell me fuck you. It's all good, bro. So
I think that's a superpower right there, bro. You know, a lot of people, or let me ask this. Why do you think a lot of people, i.e. that doctor that came in and was like, let's get you, drugged up on here, unconventional wisdom or unconventional thoughts, what are your thoughts on how or why people kind of, squawk at those unconventional ideas?
I think people have been programmed, dude. I think it's a concerted effort to do something. I don't know what it is, but a bunch of bullshit has been put out into the universe that is like downright false information, right? For instance, I'll give you like a really quick, easy example. Parents tell their little girls, and I already know, talking to you for 30 minutes or however long we've been on, 60 minutes, that you're going to agree with what I say right here. People tell their little girls, go be independent, go work hard, go do this, go do that. How about you just go find a man that's going to treat you really nice? Let's start there.
Right.
Find the best man you can.
Yeah, and then build off of that.
And then like all the finances and shit are probably going to play out pretty good if you do that, right? So like just all this stupid shit, and it could be, you could name the subject, right? You could say any subject that you hear about in the news or in political debates or whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been pushed. I don't know why. I don't know shit. I'm stupid. We established that. But people are, man, giving a lot of bad advice. Young men are giving a lot of bad advice. Go get your bachelor's degree in communications. How about you go knock on people's doors and try to get them to pay you money?
You'll learn more about communicating the first 10 knocks you do. Easy.
Or go learn a trade. Go learn something that AI is going to be 200 years away from taking over, like electricians or plumbers or whatever, right?
Yes.
Hey guys, would you like to be a multimillionaire? Go be an electrician, do that for 6 years, and then start your own business. Okay?
All day.
There is unlimited business for you, and people will beg you to come do what you know how to do.
Yeah.
Right? How about, why is nobody told that in their sophomore year in high school? Right? Like, so there's, yeah. So to answer your question, whoever is doing it, I don't know who it is, they're very effective at programming people. A lot of people have been told a lot of bullshit, and a lot of people have not stopped to think, where did this opinion that I have, that I hold so dear to my heart, come from? Did the person who it came from, the news, my parents, whatever, do they have any expertise on this subject? Do these people on TV have my best interests in mind or theirs? You know, if people ask these questions, like, what do I think about this? Not what my mom thinks about it, or who watches the news 24 hours a day, or all that shit, right? What do I, like in my heart of hearts, have I contemplated this subject for longer than 9 minutes?
Right, and most people don't. They just regurgitate what the fuck they're surrounded by or what's spewed into their brain.
Yeah.
Right?
And dude, I was the biggest offender of this, and once I like became aware, like it comes down to becoming aware of your own mind, dude. Your mind's so powerful. If you really think, okay, I'm going to take 20 minutes, I'm going to go for a walk. What do I think about this subject? I'm going to hash out. I'm going to argue against myself. I'm going to argue a point, and then I'm going to try to poke holes in that argument and go back and forth until I've really formed and fleshed out what my thought on this is. I would encourage everybody to write down a list of 5 opinions that they have that they can't quite remember where they came from, and do that. Flesh out your thoughts on it and see if at the end of a 30-minute walk you really still think the exact same thing that you thought going into that.
That is money advice, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me, building on that, I am the ultimate black sheep of my family, bro.
Same, dude. Can't wait to hear this.
Ultimate from everything. Like you, I grew up.
Dude, 7 brothers and sisters?
Oldest of 7 brothers and sisters, bro.
Holy
and
shit.
So I'm 39. The youngest just turned 21. All right.
Oh my God. Yeah. So like every 2 years, your mom's pregnant.
So my mom and dad had me when they were in high school.
Hell yeah. They took our advice in advance about having kids.
They did. And then, the second one was born when I was 8. And then like high school, I used to always tell this, I played baseball, football. I was a 4-year letterman in football, 3-year letterman in baseball.
Sick.
Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, my mom was fucking pregnant, pumping out a kid.
Yeah.
That was my birth control, bro. That was my fucking birth control because I was very... I was busy. I was a student athlete. But when I was home, I family guy, so I'd help out wherever I could. I was changing diapers, doing the bottles.
Hell yeah.
Very minimal. Now looking back on it, it was like so minimal, but at least, planted some seeds in my head.
Dude, an awesome preparation for when you became a dad. Holy shit, dude.
But, I would say this to some of my cousins. Or some family members, before we had kids, me and my wife, we were married for 5 going on 6 years before we had kids. I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican. My wife is half Puerto Rican, half Filipino. They were in our ears, kids. Yeah. And we're like, no, we're chilling right now. We don't want to kind of not necessarily make the same mistakes that, some of our younger families did or whatnot.
Do it right.
But I would tell people, I'd be like, I'm cool. I helped raise, 6 brothers and sisters. And I truly thought that, bro. Like, I thought I had experience. Bro, was I so fucking wrong? Was I so fucking wrong? Like I said, looking back on it, the little shit that I was doing, I could, oh, mom, dad, whatever, here, you got that baby and it's just you and your wife and wife needs to sleep. You're right there. No. You know what I mean? So there was no preparation, bro.
First, great preparation, but also a false idea of what it's actually going to be like. Also that.
Such a false idea, bro. Such a false idea.
When we took my daughter home, I was like, can you believe they're letting us take this home with no formal training after she had a C-section? So we were there for 3 days. We were there a long time. Can you believe they're letting us take this thing home? This is crazy, bro. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember our first night, bro. We, same, my wife, C-section, which was fucking crazy, bro. Fucking nuts, bro.
We won't freak everybody out with C-section stories.
But I remember, bro, like the first night we got home, we were at our house and it was like 1, 2 in the morning, and we're just like, we're doing this. Like,
hell yeah.
No formal, like you said, no formal training. It is our responsibility to keep this little guy alive, healthy.
Talk about pushing the boulder down the hill and chasing it as hard as you can, dude.
All day,
with
bro.
no option.
All day, bro.
Yeah. First year of your kid's life, you're just like saving their life once a day. They just try to kill themselves.
Yeah,
they just
how many
jump
times you
off
go
shit.
like this on the table? You know what I mean? Watch your head. And how many times did they hit it? You're like, bro, if you would have fucking hit your head, you would have been
cracked skull.
Oh, easy, man.
You're dead. You're like, thank God you had me, dude.
Oh yeah.
So cool, dude.
So you resined with that whole black sheep of the family,
dude. Yeah. I mean, my grandfather, who ironically is actually my adopted grandfather, he's not even my biological grandfather, but he's the only grandpa I knew. He adopted my dad when he was 5. He was the only example of like anything above average, and everything. I mean, listen, I tell this story. I've talked about this before. My mother is a drug and alcohol addict growing up. I love her. She's awesome. She's like one of the sweetest people in her heart ever. But she had a talk about a fucked up childhood. Like, I can't blame her for shit that she does because what she came from is like hell on earth. So, and then like my dad, again, God bless his heart. He tried, but he just he's got his set of challenges he deals with too. So like just a lot of. I'm the only one to this day that like gives a fuck about. Like I always say, dude, I'm trying to rescue my family from, again, financial slavery. To be clear, like
those generational fucking habits, bro. Yeah, that's what they are.
Yeah, and it's like important if you have that in you to try to break that cycle, dude. Because like if you don't do it, there's a good chance nobody will.
Right.
And that's daunting to me that like my whole bloodline could be just fucked forever.
Right.
So yeah, man, me and my grandfather are the only ones who kind of like really share whatever our attitude about all this stuff is. And again, I take great inspiration from him to the day I die for sure. But yeah, man, I get a lot of weird looks for some of the shit I say at family parties. Like, that's for damn sure, dude.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm black sheep to the... And listen, I've leaned into it. It used to bother me, and I used to, like, care. And since I almost died, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah.
So, it's cool.
Yeah. What would you say... Because I could talk about this forever, too. Like, what would you say when you... Well, you said you didn't care after the near-death experience.
Yeah.
But like, how did the being the black sheep, at the very beginning, some of the things, like, because I know that you probably got the looks, the comments, maybe people stopped coming around. Like, what took you to the point to where you were like, hey, you can lead somebody to water, if you want to call it that, and just kind of like let them go?
That was like one of the biggest realizations in my life is like, dude, I don't got to convert everybody to my way of life.
Yeah.
I'll talk my shit. And if people like what I say and want to be around me as a result, those are the people I want to be around. And if they don't, like, dude, the world actually needs people. It's sad to say. Everybody can't be saved, dude.
No.
And it's not my job to like convert everybody to my way of thinking. If it resonates with you, cool. If you think, you know, taking care of your family and not being completely like mentally destroyed by all the bullshit in the world is like a good thing. Cool, dude. You and I can be friends. And if not, like, if you think that things are a different way in this world, that's all good, dude. Like, I'm glad. I'll tell you what, I'm just glad we're in a place in the world, a country, whatever, where everybody can have their own opinions, and I don't have to always convert everybody to my way of thinking. I used to do that a lot.
Oh, bro, I was so guilty of that, and I would lose sleep over it.
Yeah, and it would bother me. And at a certain point, I just realized, like, look, I could show people whatever, they could tell me the proof they would need to see that I am correct on this subject, right? They could list it out. They could list out 100 different things. I could do that, and then potentially they could still say, that's not good enough.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm not in the business of talking to brick walls, dude. It's not what I do. So, yeah, dude, I don't have to convert everybody to my way of thinking. It's all good. I love you anyway. No matter what you think, whether you differ with my opinions or not, I'm still going to treat you nice. I'm not going to be a piece of shit to you. Like, I'm going to be nice to you. If you want to do the same back to me, that's cool. If you do want to be mean to me, as mean or rude as you're going to be about my opinions, that's how nice I'm going to be back to you in return.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely all good, dude. I love you. It's cool. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was the biggest turning point. And again, the injury was huge in that, where it's like, look, dude, I'm going to do my shit. And, yeah, I'm done trying to convert everybody and waste a bunch of time. What you end up doing when you do that is you waste a lot of your very valuable time
on the conversations, the trying to convert, and then even on the mental side, thinking about it.
An hour later,
correct.
I should have said this during the argument and all this shit. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not doing that shit anymore. I don't have enough time to do that.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
No time for bullshit, bro. No time for bullshit.
Yeah.
So, what brings you to Vegas? You say you got some homes out here, some real estate?
Yeah. So I bought my first house down here 2 years ago. I started buying up houses here and there. First of all, I love Las Vegas. My mom actually, when I was in 7th grade, moved to St. George. You know where that is? Utah. 2 hours from Vegas, way closer to Vegas than it is Salt Lake City, where we're from. And we would spend a lot of time down here. When we would come to see her in Vegas, or in St. George, excuse me, it could be like 25% the cost to fly to Vegas and drive to St. George. So a lot of times we'd fly here, we'd hang out for a day, we'd go to St. George. I've always loved Las Vegas. My grandparents actually lived here for, they took advantage of the tax stuff. Even though I own homes here, I'm not here more than 50% of the year, so I still got to pay state tax in Utah, which sucks. But I just loved it here. Always wanted a place here. And then we started buying up Airbnbs, dude. So we've got a few of those now. And then I kind of switch. Like, I'll jump around to houses when I'm down here. We're down here a week per month-ish. Been spending a lot more time in Vegas with how much the social media stuff has started picking up momentum. It's just a lot better for stuff like that down here than Utah is. And Utah is freaking awesome for construction. So it's we got best of both worlds. So yeah, man, I love it down here. I for sure, once my daughter is 18 years old, I'll probably spend the vast majority of my time here. I'll at least spend the 9 months that are, pretty and not 108 degrees like it is right now.
Yeah, today's, I think, the hottest day of the year so far.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's dry. It's not that bad. I spent a lot of time in Florida too, and I'll take Vegas heat over
I'll
Miami.
Take dry heat all day, bro. Dude. I grew up playing baseball, and I'd frequent St. George for AAU and USSSA tourneys.
And for those that don't know St. George, same climate as Vegas. Same thing. So
we did the USSSA All-Stars or the USSSA World Series. I was like 12 or 13, and we did it in Tulsa, Oklahoma, bro. Never have I ever. Yeah. 100-something degrees, like 60%. I'd never felt getting in the shower, getting out, drying off, and feeling like I needed another fucking shower, like instantly.
I sold door-to-door for 3 years in Oklahoma City.
Oh, bless your heart.
Like, bro, yeah, no, hell, like... Since I used to complain about the weather in the West, both how hot it was in Vegas and how cold it can get in Utah. Since I spent some time in other parts of the countries,
it's money out there, bro.
Yeah, I do not complain about weather after being in Oklahoma heat or Minnesota cold or shit like that, So, yeah, 100%. Where are you from originally?
Originally from San Bernardino, California.
Oh, hell yeah.
The trap, bro. We had, it was nothing but blacks and Mexicans. There was one white family on my block.
Especially you're 39 right now.
Yeah.
Right. So San Bernardino's gotten like nicer, but back then, dude, I can imagine.
Yeah. So. Stoddard right next to EDF, first, second, you know, all those streets.
Yep. My whole family's from Southern California.
Okay.
My big sister had her wedding in San Bernardino.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, dude. Yeah. Dang. Okay. So then what? Sorry, I cut you off.
No worries. Construction was booming out here. My grandfather he worked, my grandpa, bless his heart, he's still alive and kicking, 87 years old.
What's up?
I'm so blessed to have both sets of my grandparents. So it's cool with my kids. Like they got 2 GGs and 2 great grandpops,
Dang, to make it to 40 and have both sets of them around.
Bro. Yeah, I'm super blessed. And, bro, like my grandma will drink anybody under the table. They still drive. They go bowling, bro. They go dancing.
And what ethnic background is that side of the family?
Mexican and like Indian.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Bro.
All my employees are Mexican, bro. Like, they throw down.
Oh yeah, all day, bro.
And they get pissed that I don't drink beers with them. They get very mad.
Oh yeah. Cerveza, un cerveza.
I'm like, dude, caffeine's my drug of choice. I don't need beer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we moved out here. My dad, my grandfather, he worked construction his whole fucking life. Ended up becoming a business agent out here for local 797, the concrete and cement masons, I believe. So had an opportunity for my dad to come out here. We took it. Such a huge culture shock, bro, coming from literally the trap in the hood to Green Valley. I came out here in 3rd grade and I was wearing my either my Dickie shorts and like a white t-shirt, and everybody in school was like, Billabong and all this. And I'm like, I'm not used to this many white folks around me.
So many golf courses
out
here, dude.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But this has been home, bro, since I think we moved out here in, I think it was like 97.
Oh, dang.
And so this is home, bro.
Yeah, this is way more home to you than
California. I still, 39 years old, I still can't go anywhere without running into somebody.
Yeah.
An athlete, a friend, someone's parents.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of parents that turned clients. Some of them had businesses and, they're clients of mine just because they knew, little old Roman back in the day.
That's so sick. So, dude, sorry to like freaking ask you questions, but
no, you're good.
Tell me about your business. Cause like, I got to say, like, I am a construction dummy. I'm rudimentary. Mm-hmm. I am stuck in the past. Like, I know how to do certain things really good.
CEO, bro.
Typical like home services guy who's 34. If I was 24, like, could be different. But dude, tell me exactly what you guys do with like all the AI stuff and all that shit.
Yeah. So Chrome IT, at the end of the day, man, we simply just bring awareness, bro. I don't have a sales team. I've never had a sales team. We simply just ask questions. The prospective client, whether it's the CEO, CFO, or, their IT lead or whatnot, we just start rapping, bro. And we, turn over every single stone, offer our 2 cents of how you can, operate more efficiently, solve some problems, create some efficiencies.
Yep.
We give you a nice bronze, silver, gold package. If you want to rock with us, cool. If you don't, no harm, no foul. Most oftentimes than not, if you say no, they end up coming back in some way, shape, or form, man.
Yeah, or it's like, I don't have that money right now, but 3 months from now, I have to spend it.
Right.
Type of shit. Yeah.
Right.
Dude, we're running into all kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. On the cybersecurity side, it's crazy nowadays, bro, especially like with AI and...
I can imagine.
Every month for the last... I want to say a year, Microsoft, there's this thing called Patch Tuesday. Once a month, they release patches for your servers, your computers, and whatnot. Every month for the last, I think, like 18 months, they've just been breaking records. Back in the day, even go 3, 4, 5 years ago, you'd be lucky if, on a Patch Tuesday for a typical server, Microsoft would release, 30, 40, 50 patches. Okay. They're releasing hundreds.
Okay.
Hundreds a month now. And then there's this thing called 0-day patches to where they don't wait until Patch Tuesday. A 0-day means this shit is in the wild right now. You need to do it. Yeah. They're breaking records with those 0-day patches. So our awareness is absolutely needed in every industry. I don't care if you're a one-man band, pooper scooper, all the way up to Tao Hospitality Group out here, you know. On the AI side, do the same thing, right? We're bringing awareness.
Yeah.
I have so many conversations with business owners, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we use AI," and it's like, "All right, cool. Like, let me see what you're doing." And they got their fucking mailbox hooked up to ChatGPT, and I'm like, "Bro,
that's kind of it." Like,
yeah.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, we're like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 100 scale freaking utilizing that stuff. It's like, dude, yeah.
You need to tap in, bro. I've been saying this for the last couple years, man. ChatGPT came out like 3 or 4 years ago, you know?
Right when I started my business, I like started hearing about it in 2023.
Right.
Like leading up to the end of 2022 is when I like became aware of what, what ChatGPT was and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
You need to be aware in it because the analogy that I use a lot is, Netflix and Blockbuster.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Blockbuster, Netflix came to the table and Blockbuster was like, we got thousands of locations out here. Take your little red, mailers and, we'll be fine. Yeah. And look what ended up happening, right? All because they tapped into a new technology.
Yep.
They thought a little bit outside of the box, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it, bro. I'm seeing it. I can go back 3 months, 6 months, 9, 12, 15, 18 months. I am physically seeing companies lose market share, bro.
Yeah.
Lose market share to call them smaller, newer, or, they could even be bigger, but the people who are trying to utilize this new technology in the correct way, it's creating a very unlevel playing field, in my opinion. But it's also exposing a lot of people. I think what AI for me on the business side, I think what it's really exposing, ideas have always been plentiful. I can't tell you how many people, bring an idea. We got developers that can build out platforms and, web app, applications and whatnot. Everybody's got $1 billion idea.
Yeah.
Everybody.
For
What
sure.
ends up happening? Motherfuckers don't want to communicate and they don't want to execute.
Yeah.
AI is literally bringing to light, in my opinion, putting a bright light on companies and individuals who talk about it, but they don't be about it.
Yeah.
It's really exposing a lot of people who don't execute. Because now anybody can go on Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, whatever the fuck you use, and you can ask it to build you an idea. Great whiteboard session.
Yep.
How many people are going to execute on that shit?
Yeah, 100%.
Not a lot. And it goes to what you're talking about here, the mindset. How do we live in this day and age where anybody can do anything from their phone?
Yeah, AI can lead you to water, but it can't shove your face in the freaking toilet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're shoving a lot of faces in toilets, bro. Let me tell you that. You touched on the electricians and stuff. So I got 2 businesses. I got Chrome IT. We're actually celebrating 11 years in 3 days in business.
Hell yeah, dude. 3-year mark's huge, dude. I just hit mine January. So it's so sick, dude.
And then I got congrats, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Block Labs. That's straight blockchain, Web3 and more of the AI development type of stuff.
Okay.
The businesses, I'm blessed because I get to tap in with a lot of true forward thinkers.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of true forward thinkers, man.
Anytime you're just dealing with business owners in general, like right away, they have taken mental leaps that like 90% of everybody else hasn't, So it's always, I tell everybody, like if every customer I had for the rest of my life was a business owner, my life would be so easy.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to I don't want to talk to you about a fucking presentation. Like if you're about it, let's napkin math it. Let's see the outcome. Here's the price point. If you want to rock with it, absolutely. No, I need to sleep on this. No, you know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me. Yeah. Tell me you don't got the money. Yeah. Tell me you don't got the mental capacity. Tell me you need more information, but don't fucking tell me.
Yeah.
I need to think about this. Like I literally just I just told you that your house, for lack of a better term, doesn't have front doors and locks. They don't even have locks on doors because there's no doors there.
I got the illest response to that. If you ever just don't care about, where that relationship goes, I'll be like, listen, here's the deal. I get it. But that would be kind of like me taking a girl out on a date and her saying, Gage, you're an incredible man. you're tall, you're handsome, you're rich, you're funny, you're muscular, you freaking got a nice house, you got whatever. But before I decide if I want to continue to date you, I'm just going to have to go and talk to 2 other guys first. Yeah. You know, sweetheart, I think we're all good.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's, I treat my customers that way. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not doing that.
Right.
This is what we do. If you want to be a part of it, it's all good. And if not, like, that's cool too.
Oh, yeah.
But see you never. Like,
yeah, absolutely, man.
and dude, when you take that attitude, like, when you start respecting your own time and like truly,
bro, it's a game changer.
and you don't
bro.
just like some guys will just say that, but then not really mean it. When you mean that with all of your heart, the amount of success that you see in your closing percentages or just your overall happiness level dealing with your customers, it's like huge unlock.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a hack when, not to sound, like this, I guess, but like when you don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks, says, it unlocks a new level of sorcery that you can use.
One of my favorite lines ever. This is not mine. I'm not going to give credit to who this is because he's very famous, so he's got enough credit. But the best way to win in negotiation: have something the other person wants and don't need anything from them.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Very easy.
Yeah.
I don't need shit from you, dude. I'm good. But if you want to work with me, it's cool.
Oh, yeah, bro. And I learned that the hard way, before I took that leap of faith and even, shortly after, right? Yeah. There were times where, I would do anything to get that client.
Yeah. And in the beginning, you have to be that way, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's so freeing when you get out of that.
Oh, my gosh.
So
when
nice.
You can go, hey, this is $10,000 a month and, or we can get it for 8. Go get it for 8, bro.
Sick, dude. Like what I do,
it for 8.
What I do is 10. Like,
yeah.
If you're paying $2,000 less, you're gonna get $2,000 less. It's cool. Have fun. Like I got enough. Yeah. I got 10 more people to call after this. It's
all day, bro.
It's sweet. Like, yeah. No, that's us, dude. And same spot, dude. Around 2-3 years, you kind of start hitting that after like having to grind and beg for every freaking penny you can get, So that's a happy place when you don't have to do that shit anymore.
Yeah, I think back, I reminisce a lot. I reflect a lot, and there were some clients like I remember that I got I would never. Oh. Today, I would have to be on some shit, bro, to even consider you as a fucking client.
And dude, business is as much about the customers you don't get as like the customers you don't take are just as important as the ones you do, man. Like, everybody's had that one deal they knew they shouldn't have done, but they thought they needed the money, and then all of a sudden, like 10 weeks later, you're still dealing with something that should have taken 10 days, and the money ain't worth it anymore, dude.
Oh yeah, you know there's a saying in business, and then especially in in the IT realm that your smaller clients, they're the loudest, bro. And they're
100%.
the most fucking needy.
Oh, dude.
All day long.
Yeah. Same thing in construction. Like I would rather, it's easier to sell a $100,000 job to a $10 million house than it is to sell a $100 job to a $100,000 house. Mm-hmm. Like they write the check quick. They're nice. They're polite. They are, those people to get where. It's something I hope people will grasp, man. To get any level of success in this life, like people got to want to work with you, right? You got to be like good to work with. Mm-hmm. And so somebody's got a $15 million house. They're going to generally, for the most part, exceptions to the rule for sure, but they're going to be easier to deal with than people that are sweating every last thing.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Guess what? If somebody's got a little bit less money in life, generally speaking, they may not have been as easy to work with as the guy that freaking has $100 million in the bank, dude. He had to get a lot of people to want to be around him and do shit for him to get that.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
And it's not easy to do. So
no. Let's. I want to wrap up on one thing. I know we probably talked about a lot of different examples of this, but what would you say, bro, in 2026? What would you say business owners are getting wrong?
Oh man, the easiest return on investment business wise, right? which is how you can stand out, which in turn, talking about this is going to point out what people are doing wrong. All the basic, normal shit. Communicate good. Do what you say you're going to do. If you write a price on a contract, that's the price they're going to pay. You're not trying to jack them up later and say this and this and that. Freaking whatever. Hiring good people who represent you good. Like I always say this, dude. The 400-pound guy knows he needs to stop fucking eating McDonald's and go to the gym. It's obvious. Whether he does that or not is, a different story. But business owners know the shit that is simple and easy and can make their business better. And listen, man, if you lack in those areas, like it's never been easier to stand out. All you have to do is look good, by the way. Care about your hygiene and appearance. Answer your phone, return your texts, be responsive. If you do like a certain set of like the most basic things you could ever imagine, you can charge double for whatever it is in your business.
100%. And you set yourself apart from like 90% of fucking people, bro.
Yeah, and it's so like it's never been easier to stand out. There's so much static and noise, man. So just do all the basic shit. If I'm ever going through a hard time in my life, whether it's business or anything else, I'm always missing something that's like very obvious, very basic that I know to do, but I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm having some mental lapse where I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's what I would say is like, that's what people are missing, and try your best to do those basic, easy things. Cause then that's what makes people want to deal with you. Right.
All day. All day.
So that would be my advice, is do the simple shit, dude. And it seems cliche and whatever, but like if you really internalize what I just said, anybody out there listening, sound good when you talk to somebody. Don't sound like a jackass. Practice how you speak when you're talking to your customers. Again, be on time.
Right.
How about this? Be plus or minus 15 minutes on time.
Oh,
right?
bro, I grew up.
At least that
drilled in my head. What is it? You're on time. You're late. 10 minutes early. You're on time.
Yeah. I mean,
little shit.
All my customers, they get a notification. Your appointment's at 10. They'll arrive between 10 and 10:15. Nobody trips about 15 minutes. Comcast has a bad reputation because they tell you they're going to be there sometime between Tuesday the 8th and freaking Friday the 29th, right? So, yeah, it's all the easy, obvious shit, dude. And that's like life in general. Like if you just do all the easy, obvious shit, don't eat trash, work out, freaking be nice to people, all that stuff, it's hard to not like have a good life. I really believe that.
Yeah,
it's very
100%.
Difficult.
The rest will follow, man.
Yep.
Man, wise words to end on. Gage, let the people know how they can find you.
Yeah, just Gage the Greek everywhere. So exactly how you think that's spelled, but I will spell it out. GageTheGreek. Gage the Greek. The main place, if you want to get a hold of me, is going to be Instagram. You can attest to this. I didn't even text you. Like, I can see people's picture. I know who's important on Instagram. Like, I will be super responsive there. Also, Gage the Greek on YouTube and TikTok. And then me and my vice presidents, we have a podcast called the Niche Down Pod, which is centered around two things. One of them we talked about. Niche down. Here's another thing people are getting wrong. I'll give this one real quick. People are doing too many things.
Oh, yeah.
Niche down, do one thing really good, repeat it over and over again. Niche down into infinity. Anytime you have a question in life, the answer is to niche down. And then the second answer, if that doesn't work, is money's not real. So those are the two things we start every podcast off. Go check that out. It's literally just us chatting shit, and it's like the Seinfeld of podcasts. It's about nothing. It's me and my boys having a bunch of fun and filming it. If people want to watch it, that's great. But again, if you care about anything I'm doing, you're gonna see all the updates on Gage the Greek on Instagram. That's my favorite social media. So.
Too easy. Everybody tap in with your boy, Gage the Greek, and stay tuned for the next episode. We'll definitely have to run this back when you come back out here, bro.
I'll do this once a week. This was freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find myself in St. George and in Utah quite often, too. I got some clients out there. So
if you're ever in Salt Lake City, 75% of the time we're out there and we're doing our podcast, we'll have you on, dude. So
too easy.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely running back, man.
Dude, so good to meet you. Yes, sir. Yep.